Welcome, everybody. I feel awkward. I feel like I'm on the bike. Yeah, fine. Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Michael Bublé.
Welcome. Thank you guys all for coming. Firstly, it's beautiful to be home. Obviously, and under these circumstances, it's incredibly special.
That's great. Well, we're City TV, and we want to start off with a very hard-hitting question for you. You're a man who proudly sports an engagement ring, and Riaz from BT is wondering, are you willing to start the male engagement ring revolution right here, right now?
You know, I haven't started anything. This is something that's been going on for centuries in other countries that are a lot older and wiser than us. So I haven't done anything new. I love that people are talking about this like I've created some weird thing, but you know, I fell in love with a girl who happened to be from another country and had a different culture, and because I loved her and I respected her, I went along with it. And the truth is, I'm proud to be with her, and I had no problem doing the engagement ring thing. By the way, if you went over to those countries, to places, Nordic countries or even South American countries, and called it an engagement ring, they'd probably be kind of offended. I would guess so. They would wonder what the hell you're talking about. Yeah.
The Canadian guys could step it up a little bit, don't you think?
I don't think I'm putting any more pressure on Canadian guys. I think, you know what, just asking the girl to marry you is probably enough. I think that's a pretty big commitment in itself. So I don't think, you know, Canadian boys should have to wear any kind of thing. I think, you know, I just, you know, like I said, just it's her culture, and I respected that. It's weird because, you know, I'm really a big fan of TMZ, and I like watching it on television. Usually they're really quick with things. They kind of get to things before anybody else. And they were like 7 months late, I think, on it. So I couldn't believe it was an actual big deal 7 months later after I started wearing it. And by the way, wearing it and talking about it on big television shows and doing interviews. It was just weird it took that long. Maybe I just wasn't that popular 7 months ago. Anything else?
Do you feel any pressure being here in your hometown? Or?
Yeah, I definitely feel pressure, for sure. I think there's I'd be lying if I didn't say that this was meant far more to me than any other show that I've done. And every show means a lot to me, but you know, this is my place, and that's where I was born and raised. And I got a lot of friends in the audience, a lot of family.
You all wanted tickets, right?
And I've never actually had so many phone calls before from so many people that were, God, even just acquaintances. You know, I'd met the person somewhere, and they were saying, you know, give me the tickets. But that's a great thing. I mean, it could be, you know, it's been obviously a tough summer for tours, and I think everybody knows that. And for me to be able to go all over the world and sell out has been pretty cool, pretty amazing.
A really long tour for you, though, right? What are you going to do at the end of it?
Oh no, this is just one of many. I'll go out for about 2.5 years now. I'll go out to 43 countries, of which 12 of them have engagement rings. So it's just, this is normal. This is life for me. This is like, you know, I've done this now for the past 8 years, and I've enjoyed it. I like what I do. I mean, I'm like anybody else, you know. I get, you know, sometimes I want to come home. I miss my family. I miss my friends. I miss my city. But then once I get home, about a week and a bit, I'm ready to get back out there. You know, I miss my life out here. My family's out here too.
What's your favorite thing to do in Vancouver?
God, that's the cool thing about this city. There's a million things to do. I love things. I love going out the rink with the boys. Going, you know, of course, I'm part of the Giants, and I love going out to the Coliseum and catching those games, or coming to Canucks games. Just hanging out outside, you know, I have a little dorky Vespa, and I go with my girl, and we go around the seawall and stuff, and go get ice cream, and hang out, sometimes go up to Whistler for a couple days with friends. I mean, there's a million things to do. I mean, just anything. I mean, leaving my apartment, getting on the sea bus, going over to Gravel Island, getting some great seafood, coming home, you know, doing a little cook-up. Vancouver's a great place, everybody. That's why we're the most livable city in the world.
Michael, tell us about the P&E. It's opening this weekend. You're playing up against it. It's their 100th anniversary of the fair. That's a great connection to you, though, several years ago.
Yeah. Well, P&E was obviously a big part of my career. Part of that the youth talent search there, and I met a lot of good people there. And it's actually, I still have a connection there because, of course, well, where's Brian playing? Brian's playing right over there, right? At Empire Stadium. So, and of course, you know, Bruce, my manager, has you know, been with Brian from the beginning, and so there's the connection right there. You know, two Bruce Allen boys. One of them doing the daytime there at the FP&E, and the other one playing out here.
You can crash the show, Joe?
I might. You know, the weird thing is I don't get up When I'm touring, I have sort of my schedule is always to go to bed at about 4:30 or 5 o'clock, so that if I can wake up at 2, 1:32, I'm really fresh for the show. It's like the afternoon. So his show, I think he's on at 3, and it might be tough for me to wake up. I mean, really, I try to sleep as much as I can to keep me healthy. Got to be an athlete out here.
For being a hockey fan, does being in the arenas have a special feeling for you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys know about it, but, in my rider, I have a rider, and other people want certain colored M&Ms or bottled water from God knows where, and what I ask for is, I want a hockey puck from that team, whether it's an NHL team or a junior team, or, I usually get a hockey puck. So in my house, I've never had a plaque or a record thing up or a trophy. I have none of my Grammys. My Junos are with my family, but those are the kind of things I put up hockey pucks and jerseys. And I know Bruce has I think Bruce, you have both the Grammys in your office, right? And my parents have the Junos, so my sort of thing is the hockey team. And it's been cool. I mean, even on this Canadian tour alone, it's been a very Canadian tour. I mean, I've had 2 prime ministers come to the shows. One ex, obviously, Brian Mulroney. I played Harper in ping pong.
Who won?
I won. Barely. He's a menace. I told people the night of the show that I thought it was going to be a nice, simple game, but it turned out that he had more moves than that guy from The Matrix. So I've had last night, Glenn Sather was the night before Glenn Sather came to the Calgary show. I had a really nice time with Brian Burke and his wife in Toronto. It's been really cool for me and I asked them all these questions, and tonight I'll have friends of mine that I'm really obviously fond of that are part of the hockey community, so it's cool to be, it's been a very Canadian tour anyway.
Do you plan to do color or play-by-play again with the Canucks or the Giants this year? This next year, do you want to try to go and do that again with the radio broadcast?
I would. I mean, it was, the truth is, and I said it the night I did it, but I'd always been a big fan of Tommy Larshide. And he really was a big part of my life, and almost part of the soundtrack of my life, I guess. And when I went and did the gig, it made me realize just how really incredible it is. You have to have a very, very quick mind, and it's a very emotional thing to be up there. It's very easy to let it get away from you, and I think that people think it's so easy to do, but a guy like Tom had a pretty incredible and intense knowledge of the game, and obviously a real passion for it. And so, I'd love to do it again, but geez, I'm going to miss him in a big, big way. I think most Vancouverites are going to miss him a lot.
The last year, it's almost been a full year, the single just happened. It's been played on the radio constantly. It's sort of held a record, even to put a second single out. They have, but this song has still got legs on it.
Yeah.
You must have heard this thing played in most strange places around the world.
Absolutely, too. And it helps, too, that we try to bribe radio programmers and stuff. look at us all. Bruce is like, no. Yeah, exactly. Take care of yourself. No, it's been amazing. I mean, when I was... it's obvious now. It's part of my story that I'd been in a relationship that was a high-profile relationship, and when it ended, it was probably not the best thing in the world for me. And what I did was I learned a lot from it, and I came out of it, and I had met Lou, and when I wrote that song, I sort of was inspired by that happiness that I had, and I hope that as I sat there, I wrote it with Alan Chang, who's my musical director, and Amy Foster, who has written, she would go at home with me and she did the lyrics for everything and stuff. And we sat there, and when we finished it, we really had thought that we'd written sort of a great anthem, to single people. And I think I knew it was going to be a hit. I knew it would be a big hit. And people kept saying to me, please, don't jinx it. Calm down. And I was saying, no, this is going to be a big hit. This is going to be our biggest hit. And it went as far as going into the studio with Bob Rock down at the warehouse, and we finished recording it, and I said that the second we laid down the track, I said, geez, this is a big hit. We've got to have a #1 single in our hands. And Michael, come on, just come on. Stop.